Hello everyone. This is a video about the simple past. We're going to be reviewing the simple past. Just a quick review. So, what did you do yesterday? Let's see. Let's say that I watched a movie yesterday. I also worked and I ate mole. So those are the things that I did yesterday. And to answer this question, we used the simple past. So when do we use the simple past? We use the simple past to talk about finished actions in the past, just things that have happened. What about the structure? The structure for affirmative would be, here's an example, I visited my grandparents, or I went to the store. Here we can see I visited my grandparents. The verb was visit, and here she went to the store. The verb was go. Here we have two different types of verbs. The first one is regular, and with regular verbs you only add ed at the end to make it into the past. But for example, go is irregular, and irregular verbs, they change. So go turned into went. And in order to know which verbs have to change and which ones are irregular and how they change, the thing that we have to do is just like memorize them. So that's something that we should work on, and that's like our job, just to like memorize some irregular verbs. It's helpful for us. So here we have visit, visited, and go, went. Regular, irregular. That's for affirmative. But when you have negative or questions, we have to use the auxiliary. So in this case, in the simple past, I, we, you, they, he, she, it, all of them use did as the auxiliary. So it would be I didn't do homework yesterday. Here we add the did and the not. Did not do homework yesterday, or the contraction didn't. I didn't do homework yesterday. Just here in front of the verb. And when we have a question, we start with the auxiliary. So we start with did, then the subject, then the verb, then the complement here. Did you do homework yesterday? Here in the negative, as you can see, it's almost the same as the affirmative, but we add the did and the not. And then in the question, we just put the did at the beginning. Did. And in the negative and the question, the verb does not change. It does not change into past because did is already in past. So we don't need to in past. We only need did. And with did, we know that it's in past, and that's that. So the verbs stay like the same. I didn't do homework yesterday. And did you do homework yesterday? So here we have like some sort of example. I go to school. That is in the simple present. How do we turn it into the simple past? In affirmative, negative, and question. So first, affirmative. How would that be in affirmative? I go to school, simple past. So it would be I went to school because go is irregular, so it has to be turned into went. I went to school. What about the negative? How can we make it into the negative form? It would be, I didn't go to school. Here we just add the did and the not. I did not go to school, or here we put the contraction, I didn't go to school. What about the question? How do we make it into a question? So the question would be, did you go to school? Here, the auxiliary did, then the subject, then the verb, and the complement. Did you go to school? Next one, she drinks water. This one's also in the simple present. How do we make it into a simple past, affirmative, negative, and question? Let's start with the affirmative. How do we make it into the affirmative of the simple past? So it would be, she drank water. Also, drink is an irregular verb, so it has to change. Drink, drank. So it would be, she drank water. Then how would we turn it into a negative form? So the negative would be, she didn't drink water. Here we have the did and the not combined they're together. So it would be, she didn't drink water, or we could also put, she did not drink water, whichever one we want. And how do we make it into a question? How do we make this into a question? So the question would be, did she drink water? Here we start with the auxiliary did, then she drink water, the subject, then the verb, and the complement. So that's that for the examples. When? In the simple past, we can say when that thing happened. For example, I did exercise yesterday. I washed my car last week. I went to the doctor 2 months ago. And there's like a difference between last and ago. So last could be last week, last month, last year, last summer, last winter, last Saturday. But ago, it has to have like a specific number. For example, 3 months ago or 1 month ago, 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 1 year ago, 10 years ago, 100 years ago, whichever one. So that's the difference between last and ago. And we can use them to say when something happened, among others. And that's it for this video. So I hope that this explanation was clear, and that's it. So bye, take care.